Hello YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. On this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users getting folks the answer they need from an employment attorney. However, I've lost today's question. There was a question that I saw come through that was a tremendously good question, but I forgot the name of the YouTube user who asked it, who posted it, who was somebody I think who's been involved with the channel for a while, like a great poster on the channel. But I thought it was a great question. I want to answer it, and I remember like enough about the question that I think I can paraphrase it and answer it. And the question was along the lines of, why are sometimes plaintiffs' social media accounts looked at in discovery in a litigation about workplace sexual harassment or workplace discrimination? And there's a really simple answer. There's many answers here, but the simplest one is this. In these cases, you are trying to prove emotional damages. And sometimes what you'll have is someone saying, a plaintiff saying, hey, I will never be the same again. I have been horribly harmed. Horribly harmed. I have PTSD now, and I can't sleep at night, and I can't be happy, and my life is horrible. It's so much worse than it was before these things were done to me. I was attacked on the basis of my identity and my protected class, and it feels bad. It feels so bad. I feel bad. My life is bad now. And I think all those things are probably true for that person. But without thinking about it, they might go on social media and post, my life is so much better. I'm so glad I got rid of those racists at my last job, or whatever protected class it was, right? Those sexists, those ageists, those ableists, like whoever it is, right? I'm so glad I got rid of them. My life is the best it's ever been. I'm blessed. Keeping it real. Life is so good. Met the love of my life. Wouldn't have met the love of my life but for what happened at my last job. And I'm making more money now. Oh my God, I'm so fulfilled. I work with children now. I'm working with Doctors Without Borders. I'm saving lives. I'm delivering babies. I went into politics, and now I'm famous. I'm a social media influencer now because of what happened at my last workplace. And my life is the best it's ever been. I am fulfilled and happy. And thank goodness that the higher powers that I believe in have my back, and my life is the best it's ever been. And the way human beings work, all those things can probably be true, right? You can feel real bad about things sometimes, and then might also put a really good face on things and say, like, you know what? Today I'm feeling optimistic. I feel good about my life. Like this, let's get it, right? That happens. That's a reality. What defense counsel wants to do is, defense counsel wants to say, okay, so I understand you are very sad. You got the PTSDs. And they're gonna mock, like they're trying to mock you the whole time. They're trying to pull away the foundations of these arguments, right? For your larger emotional damages verdict. That's what we're fighting about. You're saying, I've been harmed very bad. I feel very bad. I've been through a great deal. I have serious mental health symptoms and traumas to deal with as a result of this. And what they want to say is, I don't know. I hear you're blessed, right? Like your life's the best it's ever been. That's what they want to do, and it's a really effective tactic for obvious reasons, because juries aren't like necessarily filled with philosophers or students of human nature. I'm not degrading juries in any way, but how many of you, when I said, you could probably say both those things and mean them when you say them, how many of you were like, I don't know, Vince, sounds a little sketch. I'm not even saying you're wrong. That's your perspective. I'm just saying, if that's how you feel about it, I've now got a problem if you're on my jury, right? I got a problem. I want the biggest emotional damages verdict that I can possibly achieve for my client. And my client went on the Blessed tour across all the social media networks. There's a dancing TikTok about how blessed he or she is. There's some Instagram. There's a Pinterest board with everything is doves. and I'm blessed, and it's wonderful, and it's so good. It's the best it's ever been. And then there's the like pinned reels on Snapchat about like, I finally got my dream home because I got out of that bad job. And there's a whole bunch of Facebook posts about how nothing bothers you. Ain't nothing gonna get in my way. Can't slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Right? And you're just like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, come here, client. I'm glad you're happy. I am glad you're happy. That makes me, I'm glad that you're doing well. Could you shut up? Like, we don't all need to know how well you're doing, because you are really harmed. Bad, like really bad things happen to you. And I know for a fact when we met, your life was basically nuked by the things that happened to you that led to this case, right? The discrimination, the sexual harassment you faced wrecked you. Actively, objectively, empirically, without question, you were destroyed. And I'm glad you're doing better. I am sincerely glad that you are doing better. But if you could just shut your mouth and stop posting on social media. Nobody cares. Nobody's interested in these posts. Like, this is not good content. People are glad you're happy, but like, enough already. Enough. Okay, you're blessed. Cool. Once is enough. It's enough. We don't need more. It's not funny. Nobody's like, oh, I'm glad Seymour got over it. Go post a meme or something. It's not good content. Like, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's great content. I'm glad you're happy. But enough already. Okay? Like, what are we doing? We don't need the blessed tour on social media. And I mean, listen, I can actually remember a case. I did not work on this case. Where I think somebody posted like, PTSD got no grip on me. And they were alleging serious, extensive post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms in their case. Like, it's like when I had a client, and one of the things the employer said about my client was that she was late all the time. So she went on their internal server and turned her email address into a joke about how she was always late. Now, she was mocking them because she felt that wasn't true. But it's not what it looked like. It looked like a giant middle finger to her employer, being like, ha ha ha, I'm always late, and I have a good attorney, so I'm going to get away with it, right? Like, that's what it looked like, right? And this is just the simplest way that social media can undercut your case. Now, there's also things employers want to talk about. Like, people will go and, for whatever reason, confess to significant crimes on social media, right? I mean, we've seen that happen nationally in a variety of cases, but also, like, people just go on social media and be like, man, I've been sleeping 2 hours a day on the toilet and nobody knows. It's so good to sleep on company time. Cool. So, that time theft you committed, we're going to have to figure out if that's a misdemeanor or a felony, depending on what it adds up to. Also, you look like a really bad person to any finder of fact, judge or jury. They're not going to find that's funny. The employer now has a bunch of arguments where they're just going to pretend like they knew about that. They didn't know about it. They didn't stop what they fired. They fired you because they're bad people doing bad things, right? But now they're going to say, well, we always thought she or he was sleeping in the porta potty. So that's why we fired. It wasn't It wasn't discrimination. It wasn't because of the sexual harassment thing. It was because of sleeping in the porta potty. And Toddley over here knew about it. Toddley's like, totally. I keep my job if I say yes, right? And that's not great, right? Like, people go and post about stealing stuff from their job. People go and post about having affairs in the supply closet. Cool. We have a sexual harassment case about how horribly you were treated vis-a-vis sexual harassment in the workplace. And you're posting about how much you love getting a piece in the supply closet. I'm happy, on one hand, that you have a fulfilling intimacy in your life. On the other hand, again, if you could just stop posting, if you could just not write everything that happens to you on the internet, you might find that things are better. Nobody's got time for your shit. Like, enough, right? So whoever asked this question, I hope I answered it. And these are just off the cuff. These are just some quick reasons why defense counsel are like, really want to get those social media accounts. And also, not for nothing, they are creating fake. Like, if you're a middle-aged man, let me assure you, there are, every time an attractive human being, whatever your flavor, is trying, much younger than you, is trying to friend you on some account, that is either a bot or someone trying to see your accounts, right? There's not, I assure you, as a 40-something-year-old man, there are not random, beautiful people, 25 years of age, seeking to, out of nowhere, leap from becoming internet stranger to internet friend, right? Like, that's not a thing. They've got better things to do because they're beautiful and young. They're busy. All the genders, all the walks of life, attractive young people are busy, generally speaking. They're not on the internet like, that middle-aged fella, bet you he's got some thoughts on life. That's not a thing. That's not happening. It's a bot or it's someone looking to skim your accounts, right? Guess what? Yes. People at your employer, consultants for your defense counsel, and sometimes even junior associates at your defense counsel or paralegals, paraprofessionals are doing that. And they're getting an idea of what they want in discovery. Going over your accounts, inch by inch by inch. And try as I might to educate people about this, it does come up from time to time. Because not everyone, people just don't want to listen. People are like, no, my social media is not public. It's not public facing. Sure. Yeah, it's social media. It's public facing. There's no sufficiently protected walled garden in the land of social media. Social is in the name. It's out there. It's so out there. Right? It's available. They will get it. They will have it. And once they do, it is going to add risk and reduce value in your case, which is the opposite of what you want and your attorney wants. In fact, the whole reason you hired an attorney is to reduce risk and add value, presumably, and also take some of this work off your plate, right? Well, here you've multiplied the work, you've added obstacles, you've added risk, you've reduced the value, at least in settlement. Although, honestly, a lot of the things that we're talking about posting could reduce the value in the eyes of the jury, especially if you're saying, like, my life's great, I'm not sad or hurting. They're going to be like, well, that sounds pretty definitive. Heard it from the plaintiff, his or herself. So that's probably going to reduce the valuation of that case as well, right? There's many more reasons why defense counsel might seek to get a hold of your social media. Like, I don't know, let's get really dark. Your nephew has curable cancer, but no insurance. and you could save your nephew's life. You could just lay your hands on $100,000. Guess what the next offer is? At mediation, it's $100,000. If they're scared of your case, right? They're like, this guy needs $100,000. Well, what kind of monster is this guy? Is he not going to take the money to save his nephew? I mean, if he gets the $100,000 the next week, he can save his nephew's life. What kind of piece of shit isn't going to take the $100,000 the next week? Well, we can get paid in 7 days. We'll figure out a way. Usually it takes 28 days. We'll figure it out. Oh, we could do a special deal. I don't know if you need $100,000, but if you need $100,000 in the next 7 days, I'm just the nice, understanding kind of defense attorney. I could find a way. I don't know why you need it, but if you need it, we could figure it out. Vince is a gamer. Me and him, we worked a lot of deals. Your attorney, yeah. No, Vince doesn't want you to take this deal, but I could get you this money in 7 days. Vince, it's not about what you want. Vince, stop telling your client not to take the deal. Vince, it's not your choice. You always say it's the client's choice. They do that. I've been in that room. I've been like, why do you need money today? What are we talking about? Why do they think you need money today? What is happening here? What is the situation? Are you being evicted? What's going on that this person thinks you need money immediately? Well, I didn't scour your social media accounts, so I didn't know that your nephew was hanging on by a thread, and the GoFundMe wasn't doing well. And we don't have medical insurance in this country, right? There's a million and one reasons, and they're all bad for you. They're all bad for you. This is also why I'm always very reluctant. When people are like, I'm going to leverage my status as a micro-influencer to help my case. Well, the skill set of a micro-influencer is not the skill set of an employment attorney, so you might do a really bad job. Those are two very different career paths. And in addition to that, you're going to put at issue all of your social media accounts. And generally, people don't live their life based purely upon the tenets of sound litigation strategy. That's not how human beings live. And if that is how you live, I suspect you might not be very happy. I could be wrong. But I mean, it's a lot. It's something you can do as a sprint for 9 months, a year, 18 months, but you can't do it for 5. And they're going to get a pretty good look back. And eventually you might slip up. And it might cost you everything. So, stop posting. Yeah, they want your social media. They want it so bad. Listen, and they're going to get it. Especially if they have some reason to believe there's something relevant or some reason, judges are very, there's a lot of judges and magistrate judges who will definitely be like, yeah, sure, social media, it's public anyway, which is a fairly convincing argument. It is public anyway. If you didn't want it to be shared, why'd you share it? It's on you, right? Anyways, subscribe, comment down below. Helps the channel to grow. I hope whoever asked this question sees this video. I hope it's helpful. I hope it helps somebody. And remember, not everybody works, but I just got my own tagline wrong again. What's going on? Almost everybody works. And unfortunately, almost everybody posts on social media. So stop posting on social media and be smart out there. At least until your case is over. Take care.